the significant to the petty. Time now for Christy Gustafson Barletti on 107.7 GNA.
The content queen, Gusta Rhymes, the Golden Goose, and the KGB. Christy Gustafson Barletti. I like this, of course, with the Times Union and TimesUnion.com. I like this. I like that anytime you become suspicious of behavior and there's a chance that it could be shady, even though it's something that everybody does. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah, so we were talking, I think we got talking about text messages and text message deleting, and I didn't even think this was a thing. I thought, well, nobody deletes their text messages. They just kind of hang out. They fill up your phone. They get pushed all the way down. You maybe even have a text in there from 2014, and you just kind of forget about it. But then I realized that this is a thing that people delete text, and sometimes they're doing it because they're trying to hide things.
Well, we were talking about it. I was deleting a whole bunch of text messages, guys. I got a lot of condolences for my dad and all that. And while I was deleting all the text messages, Jen asked me what I was doing, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just deleting text." And she's like, "Well, why?" I don't know if she didn't trust me at first, but
no, she definitely didn't trust you. I mean, that's
but
obvious.
I have so much. I'm very organized, like even in my emails. So like after a while, if I got back to that person, I just delete it because it doesn't need to be in my inbox anymore.
And she kind of thought it was suspicious.
I think like for a 3-second interval, she was like, "Oh, why?" And then I explained it, and she's like, "Oh, I know you. You're very organized, so I get it."
All right. So you kind of were seeing, like, Christy, your informal survey, like people could, respond in any way, like the multiple reasons why they get rid of text messages. But you sound kind of surprised that people who are behaving shady delete their messages.
Well, the interesting thing was in the first poll, we asked people if you delete your text messages, and 3 out of 4 people said yes, they do, whether it was always, frequently, or sometimes. So the majority did. 75% of people were getting rid of those texts. So then we kind of wanted to know, well, if you do this, why do you do it? And most people felt like Chrissy. Half of the people who responded because they could pick more than one answer said, "I do it because I don't like the clutter in my inbox." And I agree. There's nothing suspicious about that. It's like, okay. And then some people needed storage space. That was another one. That was 3 out of 4 needed storage space. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, one
out of
3 needed storage space. But 2 out of 5 said it's because they don't want anyone seeing their conversation.
That's 40. That's sorry. Yeah, 1 out of 5. I'm sorry. 1 out of 5 is about 20%.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
I'm not good at converting my percentages.
That's okay though. I was gonna be a 2 out of 5.
Math lesson. That's why I'm a journalist.
No, it's okay. So
yeah, 1 out of 5 said that the reason they do it. So out of every 5 people who could choose that, 1 said it's because they're suspicious, and that's a lot. We had one more person to this phone conversation here, and it means one of us is deleting messages because we're doing something suspicious.
Yeah, well, you know what, though? You may not have to add anybody to this conversation to find somebody in the room who's suspicious, just sounds. No, she's not. Here's the thing. Everybody has deleted a suspicious, shady, crap talk. Like, everybody has deleted a text message at least one time that wasn't because they were just clearing out their storage space. I'm sorry. And you're not telling the truth unless you have.
If I deleted one, it's more because it's something that maybe was unkind about somebody else. And I was afraid that they might see it along the way.
No, see, I don't
That would fall under the category of I didn't want somebody else to see it.
But it's not like I'm doing anything nefarious and I don't want somebody to see. It's more just like, oh, what if somehow down the road, this probably was more when your phone didn't lock or something, and I'm leaving it on my desk at work, and who's really going to pick up your phone? But just let's say they did, and then you see me say something about somebody that's not very nice. But it's not like, I'm having an affair on the side. I don't want my husband to see my text.
You're not going to believe. So Christy explained under what circumstances she's deleted text messages.
I have never deleted a text.
Both Chrissy and Jess contend that you've never deleted a text message.
My phone does not lock, so I'm an open book. Like, no, I haven't because I've never had to.
Don't get me wrong. I definitely talk about people.
Sure, but I just don't delete it.
I'm not trying.
That's a good point.
I'm not making myself
conversation.
Right. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. Like, if I'm angry at my boyfriend, for example, I will text my mom like, "Oh, he's making me angry,"
but I don't delete it.
But I don't delete it.
That's a good point. Like, if I'm aggravated about something and I say something like, say to my mom, I don't delete that text. I'm like, whatever. I'm an open book.
Right.
Sometimes, like, if I had gotten a text from an ex, I read it to Jen and then I delete it. But there's never any hiding.
Right, there's never any hiding.
There's never any hiding.
I was going to ask you about that. If you got a text from
and in the past, like a happy birthday message or something, and I say, "Oh, I got a text, happy birthday," and then I delete it because I'm organized.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm be less likely to delete. I think to me it's more like if the text had the potential to hurt somebody's feelings if somebody saw it, but it would be so many ifs. If this, if that, if that. It's so unlikely. I guess it's just if I died and someone looked at my phone and then they would think, oh, we thought she was nicer than that, and she's really not.
Right. Just think, I mean, if you die...
Good legacy, not a...
You may want to start deleting them, though. If you died right now, don't you want people to think you were a nice person?
I started deleting them last night because I knew we were having this conversation. I was like, I now need to go in and delete my sketchy past.
Interesting stuff. Thank you, Christy, very much. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.
All right, thank you.